Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for what I said was going to happen today for another video of Marvel Strike Force. Here we are going to be doing my summary review of the Strike Spot Part 3, where they're dealing with the stores and currencies and changes. So I'm going to be doing, my rundown, my overview of what was talked about in this video. And this time around, there was not any major props or anything. So I guess instead of just looking at Pathfinder or RJ's face, we're going to be I'll probably just, I'm going to leave it here on this as we talk about some of the major changes that are coming to the game. And we'll kind of pivot to the store as needed. So let's boil this down. Actually, you know what? I might just leave it here. We're talking about the stores. A lot of the stuff is stores and currencies today. P.S. Hopefully everyone's doing I got my Odin to G25 finally. Anyways, G25. Whoa, G20. I don't know why I said 25. Holy shit, we're not there yet. And anyways, it's very early for me. I didn't sleep super well. So let's just get started with episode 3, which is the seasonal shops and a refresh of the game economy. Now, they said, Ryan Jacobson talked about how there is going to be really great value inside of these new shops. These are going to be related to the seasonal shops. So we talked yesterday about these new chapters or seasons related to the legendary characters, and it seems that they're going to be going ahead and opening up basically a brand new seasonal shop that's going to last for 3 months at a time, and that's going to have some quote unquote amazing stuff in there. But it's going to make a pretty big deal as to what happens with all the rest of these stores. Now, there's going to be a new seasonal chapter currency for that store. Some of the quote unquote great items that are going to be in there, which is going to include gear tier 20 stuff. And honestly, I think the X Coins store may be some sort of precursor, I guess, to what they're planning. So there's going to be G20 gear. There's going to be training modules. There's going to be new characters, which they wanted to stress is going to be earlier than ever before. So you're going to see character shards for the latest teams in there. And I wonder if that actually means that we're going to be moving away from these path orbs or not, or if the path orbs are somehow going to be implemented into the new seasonal stores. Don't know, right? Right. If you look at the main store right now, is so saturated with like all of this garbage, the core orbs, but also just so many of these path orbs for all the characters dating back to the Uncanny Avengers. It's absolutely crazy how much like bloat there is in the main supply store. So hopefully that kind of deals with that a little bit. They're also going to be resetting, quote unquote, reset the balance with regards to all these other store currencies. So your Blitz, your Raid, all of this for the most part. And so instead of updating the old stores, well, they're going to be introducing the new store with a new currency. So that's going to mean that they're looking to sunset a lot of these other older stores. There's going to be this seasonal currency for this store that's going to be gained through engagement, the monthly events. And they made a point, or Ryan Jacobson made a point to say that they're not going to be selling this currency. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But they say no selling of this currency. And, I'm kind of skeptical, but we'll see. You're going to earn this through regular gameplay, through the global milestones, through command center, the stuff that they're trying to roll out right now. Now, the shops will improve in these new seasons throughout the chapter and get better and change. So they're saying that basically by month 3, there is going to be much more value in the store than by month 1. It almost sounds like, once we start earning this currency, that you might want to hold on to it towards the back of the season so that you can get the best bang for your buck. I mean, depends on how what ends up showing up in there, but that's what they're suggesting is that there's going to be better stuff in the later part of like by month 2 and month 3 than it is for month 1. So I guess that's a little bit interesting as well. But what is happening with the old store currency? And I'm gonna pivot to war just because for sake of argument. Now they are gonna be stopping soon to giving this stuff out with the eventual sunsetting of the stores in exchange for the seasonal store. But all of this stuff, I think they pretty much alluded to like Blitz, all of it, Blitz through Crucible, that it's going to be changed and dubbed as legacy currency. So they're going to be creating this brand new legacy store, which is going to compress and condense all of the stuff that you would find in these stores. So it's not, I guess, some of them overlap, right? With the shitty gear, right? The teal gear and stuff, some of this overlaps. And so they're going to just bring it all down into one store and one currency. And then that currency, all this stuff that we have right now, all the Blitz credits, all the raid credits, War Arena, War Crucible, all of this is going to undergo a conversion to the one currency of the legacy currency. So this is going to be the brand new store, and all of this is just being condensed. And the store, all that bloat that exists right now, hopefully is going to improve, and it's going to be a much easier shop experience, I guess, for players. Now, they said that this was probably going to roll out within the next month or so, or at least slowly. This is something that we're going to be expecting by at least May, which is when they're kicking off and dubbing the Age of Annihilus start, which is going to be in May as well. So the stuff that was in the seasonal stores. So if we're talking about, let's say, this upcoming one, which is going to be April, May, June, by the time July hits and we're moving into chapter 2 or whatever, all the stuff from chapter 1 is then eventually going to get moved into the legacy store. So you can continue buying that stuff that was in that, but it's going to be in the legacy store using the legacy currency. So they want to make sure that the new season stores and the event stores are going to be fresh, and that's going to be the main place where you're going to want to buy all the most latest relevant stuff as each chapter comes out. So that's going to be really important as well. Now, each existing currency is going to have a conversion formula that he said is going to be fair. So a lot of us have a shit ton of currency, whether it's raid credits. I got 4.68 million raid credits. My war currency is crazy, 1.9 million war credits and 1.28 elite war credits. Crucible, 2.7 million and 800,000 elite Crucible credits. All of this stuff is going to get condensed. There's going to be some sort of conversion formula, which they haven't really announced. But what they did say is that they're going to convert it as a bonus. So there's going to be more given away to the players than what you might have expected, because they want that initial change to feel like a bonus a little bit. So I guess, don't spend too much of this stuff now, because they're eventually going to convert it into this brand new legacy currency over the next month or so. And we're allegedly going to get a little bit of a better deal. So we'll see about that when they actually tell us an exact date. They talked about updates to the command center is going to be coming as well. That basically what we're in right now is version 1 of what we see here. Oops, there you go. And the command center, this is like a very early stage of what we're going to get. They want to utilize this feature a little bit more. And they said basically there's going to be new things and updates coming regarding this as the Age of Annihilus rolls out. So it seems that they do want to kind of, I guess, clean up the user interface a little bit, as what I kind of gathered is that it sounds like both with the store and the way that events work and milestones, that maybe they want some more, a cleaner picture, a cleaner big picture as to what's going to look like in the game. Also said that the game is going to be constantly changing and evolving during the ages and the seasons as well. So it sounds like they do want to do just an overall major overhaul of the game. Now, as far as towards the conclusion of the event, let's just bring RJ back onto the screen here. He wanted to tell us that he's really excited with this Age of Annihilus, and that there are things that he's proud of, things that he is less proud of. And this kind of alludes to, was it like 2 months ago when we talked about this kind of thing, that, there was things that he admits that they shit the bed on. Now, I find this really interesting because we're all up in arms right now with the overpower mechanic. And so I feel like while the stuff we just talked about is all well and good, there is a lot of, one step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. And I feel that's the position that we're in right now with overpower. And that does actually make me really concerned still. They can say all this nice stuff about changing it and overhauling the game stores and currencies and all that. At the end of the day, we still have overpower, and that's a real piece of garbage that a lot of the community does not like. So I hope that he understands that this is not good, because he does seem to indicate that he has a pulse on the community. He wants to also acknowledge that the highly engaged players, he wants to reward them, hence the stuff with the changes with the store. Um, he seems to think, or he seems to suggest that he understands how this works, that some things have been kind of crap, and that we hear the community. He wants to make great changes so players get beyond excited. and he believes that some of this stuff is going to be the greatest benefit to all players. I said this because a lot of these were quotations from the video. So, I guess take it for what you will, right? For me, changes to the game needs to be seen with actions. Words are fine, but he's done words before. Others have done words before as well, and it didn't necessarily convert into how a better feeling of me in Marvel Strike Force. Things have been kind of rocky lately, so it's hard. I hope that some of this stuff is positive. I really, really do. But the proof will be in the pudding on how they kind of roll it out, and we'll have to see what it looks like in game when that time comes. I'd be interested to know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments down below. I'll leave a link in the description for the video as well if you guys want to check it out for yourself. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.